Somebody tweeted earlier that the left should never be allowed to be in power. And their reasoning? This story. Sarah Sanders says restaurant owner in Virginia told her to leave. For real, there was a tweet. It was like, you know, this is an example of what the left does when they have power. Before I get into the story and totally, what's the right word? I don't know, reject that notion, I do want to point out I am absolutely concerned when far-left activists lie, when the media lies, when they say Jordan Peterson has fans in the alt-right when the alt-right hates him and he calls out the alt-right all the time, when they call someone like Sargon far-right, when they call me alt-right. It worries me that these people are willing to lie. They want to trick you, because what do you think they would do if they gained power? They'd do the same thing. This is why politics is so whack. But let's look at this story. What happened to Sarah Sanders? Well, apparently she tweeted out, "Last night I was told by the owner of Red Hen in Lexington, Virginia, to leave because I work for POTUS, and I politely left. Her actions say far more about her than about me. I always do my best to treat people, including those I disagree with, respectfully, and will continue to do so." So then we see someone who claimed to be Sanders' server seemed to have posted earlier on social media about the incident. That post was tweeted out by Brennan Gilmore, the executive director of environmental group Clean Virginia. And this tweet from Brennan Gilmore says, "Presset got kicked out of the Red Hen restaurant in Lexington, Virginia tonight. Apparently the owner didn't want to serve her and her party out of moral conviction." And then we have this photo. Let me see if I can pull this photo up. I don't know what this is, but it says check website, CC only prints 1, copy, not a customer, copy only ours. Pellegrino, it says 86 Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Okay, 86 basically means get rid of, get rid of it. I don't know where it comes from. I'm not a server. If you're a server, you probably know better than me, but I guess this is them saying get rid of it. So here's a post apparently from the server. "I just served Sarah Huckabee Sanders for a total of 2 minutes before my owner kicked her out along with 7 of her other family members." First, come on, man. Can we all grow up here? So she wants to have dinner. So what? It blows my mind that people are so upset over political differences or lifestyle differences that they'd actually say, "I'm not going to serve you, get out of my restaurant." I mean, look, there are more extreme examples, like when we saw Tommy Loren get splashed with water by somebody, or when we saw those protesters in Boston try claiming that neo-Nazis were eating at a restaurant and demanded the restaurant kick them out. Yeah, there are extreme examples. But look, if I had a business and someone said, "Can I give you money?" I'd be like, "I'll take all the money you got." I'm here to serve the community. But now, let me also point out, and this is not a reflection on everybody, just this one person who tweeted out that the left shouldn't gain power because of this. Recently, people were cheering a Supreme Court decision when a bakery refused to bake a cake for a gay wedding, and the Supreme Court said, basically ruled in favor of the bakery, but it's more complicated than that. It wasn't a universal ruling. I think it was a narrow ruling specifically about what Colorado had done to the bakery. But you have so many people on the right saying you shouldn't have to service someone. You can run your business and you have the right to refuse anybody regardless of national origin or whatever, all these issues. We do have the Civil Rights Act that says if you want to participate in the public, you have to serve the public regardless. I agree with that. If Sarah Huckabee Sanders wants to get food, I think they should say she's a member of the public, she is a human being in this country, and they should serve her. I also think if there's a bakery and they are baking cakes and someone comes in, they should bake the cake if that person's gay. They shouldn't be allowed. Look, this is why I talk about I'm a lefty. Because I do think the Civil Rights Act worked. I do think that if you are participating in public, meaning you have a storefront on our streets with our water, everyone's paying into that, you shouldn't be able to kick people out for seemingly arbitrary reasons. I mean, if somebody comes in your bakery and says, "I would like a cake," then I think in most circumstances, right, nothing's absolute, there is nuance, but you shouldn't be able to just be like, "You're gay, I'm not going to serve you," because you are actively denying public participation. I don't agree with that. I also don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, so I think there's plenty of arguments I haven't heard, and I'm absolutely welcome, I absolutely welcome all of you to argue with me about this. But I do want to point out there was a Comedy Central bit with Jordan Peterson where he was asked by, I can't remember the comedian's name, he said, Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries asked Jordan Peterson, do you think a bakery should should be made to bake a cake for a gay wedding? And Jordan Peterson said, made to? No, I don't, something to the effect of like, I don't know about that. And then he said, what about the Civil Rights Act, where the government said you have to serve black people in your businesses? Did that work? And Jordan Peterson said, no, yeah, that was right. And so Jim Jeffrey says, so then what's the difference? And Jordan Peterson said, maybe I was wrong about that. And I gotta say, I was really, really impressed when, watching that. I think the piece on Comedy Central was edited kind of, but seeing Jordan Peterson kind of sit there and think for a second and then say, wow, maybe I'm wrong about this one. I was like, I appreciate that. And it's why I think so many people respect him, because I don't think he's blind. I don't think he's dogmatic. I think he's actually willing to consider that he's not always correct. Anyway, the point is, Sarah Huckabee Sanders got kicked out of a restaurant. Why? Because she's a famous person. She works for the president, and so there's politics behind it. And I think that's just so damn silly. I don't care who you are, what you do. If you're peacefully enjoying a meal or trying to come to a business, you should be served, right? There is a conundrum, and it's really difficult to imagine that the government can force people to do something, provide a service to someone. But at the same time, it's kind of screwed up that businesses would discriminate for such arbitrary reasons. It's a tough call. I will admit, on the issue, I'm basically at like 51% leaning in favor of you should serve people in the public if they are peacefully, servicing or patronizing your business. Just deal with it. So, is this an example of why the left shouldn't be in power? No. I think extremists who lie shouldn't be in power. And that's pretty much why I don't like politicians, period, because they are liars for the most part. But anyway, comment below. Stay tuned. I'll have a new video up in about a half an hour, and thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon.